One thing with this year's draft class is that it's deep in terms of the talent pool, and this is a very good rookie class in my opinion. And there are a lot of candidates for rookie of the year. Like a guy who's third or fourth can be having a very good season, and there's just a really good talent pool. So what we're gonna do is we're pretty much gonna give our top 5 if the rookie of the year voting happened right now, and pretty much give a little explanation for why we had this guy. And yeah, so
who's your number 5?
my number 5 is Pacers shooting guard Chris Duarte. And Duarte had a great start to the season, but he's kind of slowed down recently. His efficiency isn't great, but that's given because he's a rookie. He's slowed down. He's still taking a lot of shots because the Pacers, they might look to trade Sabonis and Miles Turner, which we'll talk about later. But Duarte has slowed down, or else he would be in my top 3 if he played as good as he did at the start of the year. But right now, he's my 5. What about you?
So my number 5 is Cade.
Cade.
Just because he would be number 3 probably if he's been playing since the start of the year. But he was injured until maybe, I think, November almost. Yeah, start of November, early November. But still, he's been good, but his efficiency isn't that good. He still has a lot to work on. I think he's not had a better season than the other 4 that I'm going to be talking about.
But efficiency, that's given as a rookie. Unless you're a big man or a forward, it's hard to have a good efficiency as a guard who shoots a lot of shots on a bad team. Especially
but he's a really good playmaker, really good rebounder.
What were you saying, sir?
He's a really good playmaker. He's a really good rebounder, but I think he still has a lot to work on.
Yeah.
And just because we haven't seen that much of him. We haven't seen as much as compared to the other 4 that I'll be talking about.
Mm-hmm. But LaMelo last year missed a chunk of the season, still won the award. He missed, I don't know how long, but he missed a chunk of the season. That was towards the end, but he still won the award.
Yeah, but he was so dominant. He was so dominant throughout when he played.
Yeah, but one thing about Cade, which I'll talk about a bit later because he's higher on my list. I'll talk about it later, but my number 4 is Thunder guard Josh Giddy. Giddy, he's a good playmaker. He passes really well. He also gets good rebounds. He's a rookie and he's a guard. He's averaging 7 rebounds or so. And the duo of him and SGA have been good, as well as the emergence of Lou Dort for the Thunder team. I mean, we've seen SGA hit some good clutch shots, but I like Giddy here at number 4 because I feel like the 3 guys I have ahead of him have not necessarily shown more, but will have better stats and better impact to their team by the end of the year. And I feel like one of those guys, which I'm going to talk about later, doesn't have the time. He hasn't played as much, obviously Cade, but he hasn't played as much, but he's going to show why he's better, and I feel like he's overall better than Giddy. Who do you have at number 4?
Number 4, I have Josh Giddy as well, but him and my number 3, they're really close. I'll just say my number 3 as well right now. It's Franz Wagner, but and Franz Wagner, I think, have had really
I did forget. I feel like Franz Wagner, now that I'm thinking about it, I really kind of forgot about him, but now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like Franz Wagner I could start him in at 5 because if I'm being honest, he's one of those guys who has been steady the whole entire year.
Yeah, but comparing him and Giddy, I think Giddy's at number 4, just below him, just because his points, he's good at everything else, but his shooting really is off. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm actually going to go ahead and put Franz Wagner at 5. I just forgot. Mm-hmm. I forgot about Franz Wagner when I'm talking about this, but I'm going to go ahead and put Franz Wagner at 5. So my new list is Franz Wagner at 5, Giddy at 4. And you can keep talking about Franz Wagner and I'll share my opinion. So I think Franz has been better in the scoring, but Giddy has been better in other aspects.
Yeah, overall, yeah.
I mean, but Giddy, you don't see this that often. The other day, I think he had a near triple-double. I think he had 10 assists and 18, 12 assists, 18 rebounds.
And then 18 rebounds, 10 assists.
He only had 8 points. He only had 8 points.
Yeah, 8 points,
I think but he was really bad in his shooting. I think if he improves on that, I think he can easily be better than Franz.
especially
both
with the
are
card.
really good. Both are really good.
As a rookie, they're gonna improve as the season goes. So
but this is at the moment. This is at the moment, though. So it's at the moment.
I know
it's at the moment, though. So yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying in general, like Cade, Giddy, Duarte, those guys are gonna improve as the season goes. I feel, especially at least efficiency wise. Because that's one thing Anthony Edwards he did. He improved efficiency wise as the season went last year.
Yeah.
So I think my new list actually have Franz Wagner at 5, by the way. Number 3,
who's
I have
your number
Cade.
3 though?
Number 3, I have Cade. He did have a bad first couple games, so that's gonna tank his averages. But I feel like by the end of it, Cade's rookie season is gonna be similar to LaMelo's or Luka. By the end of it, I feel like Cade's shown us a lot already in the short amount of time. His counting stats won't be there just yet, but I feel like he's playing some good defense, and I don't know. I've watched him play, and I feel like the eye test is giving me a reason to put him here at 3 instead of a 4 or 5. Just the eye test, not necessarily the stats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like what I see out of him a bit more compared to Giddy or Wagner.
As I said before, if we're comparing them right now, I would just keep Cade at 5, but I think he can easily go up to 3, 2, or 1. I mean, it's early in the season, but all 3, I think first, second, and third in your list all have a chance to win Rookie of the Year. I don't think Franz and Giddy will get Rookie of the Year, but if they they can. I feel like
our 3, 4, 5 right now. Cade, Giddy, and now Franz Wagner. Those 3, I feel like, are really interchangeable. You could put those anywhere from 3 to 5. I mean, I understand the reasoning behind each guy going where. So I feel like those 3 guys are really interchangeable. So let me go ahead and talk about my number 2.
Say your number 2 and number 1 at one second.
Okay, at the same time, because we all know
this is really close.
We all know who they are. Yeah. Number 2, I got my boy Scotty Barnes. Number 1, I got Evan Mobley. You?
Vice versa.
Wow.
Scotty Barnes at 1.
Obviously, we're both Raptors fans here, but let me give you my reasoning. Scotty, he's got much better over the past 3-4 games. He's been scoring 20. Both of them are actually, in fact, tied or very close in the points thing. They were both averaging something.
Scotty's averaging 16 points. Mobley's averaging 14.
Yeah. So around 15.
Both are averaging 8 rebounds, and Scotty's averaging more assists.
One thing I do really like about Scotty.
It's pretty close.
One thing I do really like about Scotty is his versatility, and I feel like this is something the Raptors really excel at. I feel like we can talk about this on a later time, but just on a short note, the Raptors are really good at selecting guys who are above average at height, and they slot them in at different positions. Delano Benton, their second round pick, he's 6'8", 6'9". They put him at point guard, shooting guard. Scotty has played from shooting guard to center. He's played a bit center, but shooting guard to small forward, shooting guard to power forward. He's started mostly small forward, power forward, but he's played some games at shooting guard, and he's played some minutes. Not officially starting, but he played some minutes at center too. And the thing with Scotty is he's a great defender. That one game against the Nets, if you don't remember, he did really good against James Harden and Kevin Durant, both premier scorers, obviously. And he can give you a lot of steals and blocks. So another guy like this, OG Anunoby. So I feel like the Raptors are just good in that. Reason why I have Mobley at number 1, as of right now, the Cavs, they don't have Colin Sexton, who is one of their number 1 scorers. Darius Garland stepped up, but so is Mobley. Mobley's shown he can shoot a little mid-range jumper. Great defense. He's one of the best defenders. Or if not, him or Barnes are easily the best defender of this rookie class.
In your opinion, who's a better defender? Great. Who's a better defender in your opinion, Scotty or Mobley?
Overall defense, I feel like Scotty can defend you. Scotty can defend everybody on the perimeter, and he can defend you inside. While Mobley, he's pretty fast or agile, I would say, for somebody his height. He's also not necessarily too. He's more of a thinner or skinnier center, but obviously, like anybody, he's just a rookie. He'll build muscle, in my opinion. But the main reason I have Mobley at 1, they're pretty similar stats too. Mobley and Barnes. But Mobley, because his team right now is in playoff position, he's contributing to more winning basketball than the Raptors. I mean, that's no knock on Scotty, but it's very close. I could put Scotty at 1 and Mobley at 2 and be happy about it. Like, it's very close.